last time I saw you, it was a similar occasion. That's right. Yes. You have to.
Could you sign up?
Yeah.
You just do it one more time.
Oh, you want me to sign?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need it.
Once again,
I don't know. She was your girlfriend for a long time. But she radiant right now. Really? Really? No, she's not. That's very good. Let me take her to the bar, take her drink, and then...
No, I don't think I'm going to stay here with my uncle.
Yeah.
Talk to him a little bit. He knows what he's doing.
I will drink it.
I live.
Yeah, that was
That's near where I
the previous match.
They should be in Virginia. You guys a little tour of it?
Where should we go? Where's the ceremony gonna be?
Here.
Right. Oh, good. So I'm gonna go over here. I'm in a good place. Gail, get over here. We're in a good place.
I'm coming. Coming.
Over here. Candy, over here. This is the best place to watch.
Look at
Yeah, you can go to the corner, not in here. We said you can't kiss it now. Come here.
This is as much of a surprise to me as it is to all of you.
Get a little bit lower. Too high. Yeah, lower. Yeah, good.
What's going on? Nada,
Right here? All right. Yes. All right. All right. Everybody can see, right? Where is the sofa?
Over there.
So friends, at your back.
All right.
Okay.
Before, let me just give a little brief about the sofa, what we have, and
Take it off.
everybody can see it. All right. And then,
Back there.
all right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Hosseini, and this is an honor to be here to perform the marriage ceremony of Nina and Matthew. Let me give you a little brief how we are going to do it. Very famous personalities I see here. Well, I'm surprised about that. At least I know that gentleman. All right. This is the Iranian tradition. We call it Persian tradition. It's very old. It's about 3,000 years old. From one generation to another, we cherish this. We call it sofre act, or something that we have. We would like to have all this be present during the marriage ceremony. After Iranian become Muslim or converted into Islam about 1,500 years ago, still we kept these traditions and mixed with the Zoroastrian traditions. For example, we had Holy Quran instead of the Zoroaster book, which was Avesta. But we kept the rest of these. And each of these has a symbolic meaning. The Iranian at that time, it was a mythology that the whole universe has been created from 4 elements of air, fire, earth or dust, and what was the
Water.
Water.
Clearly the tradition shared by many.
So thank you. We wanted to have those 4 elements to be present during the ceremony. And even after we become Muslim, the only difference between Iranian Muslims and Arab Muslim or the rest of the world Muslim is that we, during the pray, we would like to have a little bit of dust to be ready as one of those elements that we had during the Zoroastrian era. That's why that the Persian put their forehead to a little piece of clay or dust, versus the other Muslim, they don't have that present. So we have that as one of the symbol here, that during the pray, we put our forehead to this little piece of clay, and at that time we say, Almighty God, you are the supreme, and I am only worshiping you and nobody else. You are the greatest, you are the supreme. That's the time that we put our forehead as a Muslim. And then we have Holy Quran instead of the Zartosh book or Zoroaster book. Then we have a lot of sweets, honeys. These are the symbol of a sweet life. Persian believe that a good life is a very sweet life. That's why they have a lot of sweets. And also during this ceremony, that the 4 beautiful and very happy ladies, they have a piece of cloth, white cloth, above the head of the bride and groom, and they crush 2 pieces of sugar. It means they rain them with sugar at the same time. Again, they want them to have a sweet life. Why they choose 2 pieces of hard sugar? They want to indicate that although the life is sweet, but is not always soft. It's very hard, and sometimes they crash the 2 pieces of sugar. It means the life starts with a crash, and it has some crash later. But always try to keep it sweet. Then we have some eggs here. Eggs is the symbol of fertility, and sometimes the number of children that the bride and groom wishes to have. And we
I didn't know about that. I just said
I know that you're not going to have a dozen, so.
You never know.
Then we have a piece of bread. Bread is the symbol of prosperity, and a little bit of vegetables and cheese. This was the Iranian. They had at least about in the beginning about 12 times they had big ceremonies that everybody I'm talking about 3,000 years ago, that everybody attend those meetings and everybody brought their share of food. Gradually that ended, and now just we have one, which is the beginning of the year, which is very similar to this souffle, which again we have the symbol of a good, prosperous life. Is bread, vegetables, and a little bit of cheese. That is indication that a prosperous life shouldn't be really a lavish life and a lot of good food and fat food, or just always stay with the simple. A lot of vegetables. By the way, this is something that even if you go to any remote area in Iran, there is no wedding without the souffle. The souffle is the place, anytime that we have marriage, it has to be something like this. And then, of course, we have water, which is again the symbol of life. We don't have candle. The candle is the
candle, I thought
we
those
have up
would
here. That's the symbol of fire. Fire, of course, had a great indication in the Zoroastrian era, because the fire was the symbol of that religion, because that came from Mithrais, that Mithra was sun, and they called Iranian sun worshipper. That's why that we had always fire alive, because we liked the enlightenment. That was they called the Zoroastrian religion a dichotism. All the good things was in one side, all the bad things was one side. The good things symbolized with light or enlightenment, the bad things symbolized with dark or devil. So therefore we have a lot of light here, which that is the symbol of that also. What else we have? We have some seeds there. Those seeds that we call it esfand is seeds that is against bad amin, bad wishes. Anybody who has a bad wishes against you is not going to work from now. Because we have that seeds. The ceremony is going to be in two parts. The first part is going to be in Farsi, which my Farsi is much better than my English. Therefore, I write in Farsi, and sometimes I have poems in Farsi. That's, of course, universal, about love, about affections, about friendship. The second part is going to be in English. At the end of the first part.
Do you just want to do it all in English since everyone knows?
It's better that we have that little bit of Farsi, because you have another ceremony tomorrow. Therefore, we have a little bit of Farsi, because when your children are going to watch this, I don't want you to say that you become American. All right. So the second segment is going to be in English. At the end of the second time, I will ask you. You will say yes. Then I ask Matthew, and he immediately say yes. All right. And remember that the first time, don't say anything. Usually, we have Persian traditions. That was 3 times that I asked you. At the end of each time, you have to think it over again before you say yes. Matthew will say yes immediately, then I ask each of you to repeat after.
So do you want us to put the thing now?
That's during the ceremony, of course.
Okay.
Then you are going to repeat after me, and then we have a document that I would like you to sign, and Matthew will sign it, and then 4 witnesses. Those witnesses become your closest impartial friend from now on. Let's say in future, if you have any problem or any dispute, before you go to the attorneys, go to those friends. And of course, parents, the father of both bride and groom are going to be the witnesses. Therefore, remember that Dr. Shukrai is going to be impartial from now on. If me or him back to you, you don't have any role except just impartiality, because you become witness. Now you can have that, please. And
Yeah,
the soda?
and the soda.
That's four.
By the way, my name is Husseini. I'm not a Persian or religious figure, but I've been licensed to perform Islamic marriage during the last 20 years. I do have a doctoral degree from George Washington University, the same degree that Nina has, and that's education. So my concentration was a little bit in Islamic studies, and yours was different. Nina had that the same major. Now she didn't be here. All right. وفوض أمري إلى الله إن الله بصير بالعباد ومن آياته إن خلق لكم أنفسكم أزواجا لتسكنوا إليها وجعل بينكم مودة ورحمة إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يتفکرون. نیست ما را به جز نام تو بر لب سخنی جز حدیث تو نگوییم به هیچ انجمنی. گفته بودی که نگویم دیگر از عشق سخن به جز از عشق مگر هست به آدم سخنی. This was a poem from Maulana or Rumi, we call it مولوی رومی. زوجیت همچون رود باشکوهی است که از ازلیت به ابدیت راوی می شود. جاذبه است روان، موجی است پر التهاب که از دور دستها به سوی افق روشن سرنوشت جاری است. از پیچیده ترین رموز هستی می گذرد. دو مسافر چون نینا و متیو از دور دستها از دو مبدأ مختلف سفر می آغازند و سالها به تنهایی در راه سرنوشت راه می پیمایند. ولی در این سفر طولانی پیوسته به دنبال همسفری هستند تا آنان را در این مسیر پرفراز و نشیب همدمی کند و ادامه سفر زندگی را با وی همراه شود. سرانجام در 3 سال قبل در آگوست سال 1995 در سحرگاه شکفتنها دو نادیده یعنی نینا و متیو به دیدار هم نائل آمدند. دو نگاه کمانه گرفت و رفاقتی نخستین شکل گرفت و نوید راهی تازه شد. دو مسافر به وجود یکدیگر پی بردند. احساسی تازه و متفاوت به هر دوی آنها دست داد. جاذبه لطیف آنان را به سوی هم کشانید و تدریجاً دورانی از آزمون و شناخت همراه با اشتیاق و عواطف شدید آن دو را به وادی کشف و شهود و جذبه و خلوص رسانید. دوران آشنایی سپری شد و هر کدام از دو دلداده الفبای مذهب مهر را آموختند و اکنون آماده شدند تا پای در قلمرو عشق گذارند. به ویژه که عشق در فرهنگ ایرانی ریشه‌ای 3000 ساله دارد و نیز در فرهنگ غربی ریشه طولانی دارد. گرچه در فرهنگ غرب عشق با افلاطون آغاز می‌گردد و با شکسپیر به اوج می‌رسد و زبان عاشقانه‌اش زلال و بی رمز و راز و در کمال سادگی است و دیگری یعنی عشق ایرانی ریشه در اسطوره‌های توأم فرهنگ ایرانی دارد که در نطفه آغاز می‌شود، در تولد جان می‌گیرد، با لایلای عاشقانه مادر خمیرمایه وجود می‌شود و با عارفانه‌های مولوی و حافظ و عاشقانه‌های نظامی و سعدی پر و بال می‌گشاید و سرانجام در این میعادگاه که جایگاه عقل در کنار سفره عقل است آسمانی می‌گردد. نینا اجازه می‌فرمایید که با پذیرش کلیه شرایط تعیین شده در عقد شما رو به ازدواج دائم و عقد همیشگی متیو درآورد. In the name of God, the most merciful, the most kind. By the way, this is the most frequent verse of Holy Quran. Has been repeated more than 300 times. In the name of God, the most merciful, the compassionate, the most kind. who create us one for another. Symbolically, the origin of marriage begins with the love between Adam and Eve. This love, which was the most precious and important gift of God, inherited and cherished by mankind, has never been limited to a particular time or place, race or nationality. Originated in a remote mountain springs, traversing its rocky path from a generation into another, like a stream never ceases to flow, running through the entirety of human history until reaching to this enchanting moment of glory and the holy state of matrimony. At this moment of happiness, we are witnessing the celebration and the union of two beautiful people, Nina and Matthew, who have sweetness of a spirit, open and loving nature, full of compassion, courage, and gift of affections. They came a long way. They met 3 years ago, in August, in fact. So therefore, from there, but their destiny originated long before that. Perhaps the longest, because they came from two different parts of the world to reach this blessing moment of marriage, which is their ultimate point of their desire. And of course, when a desire is from the heart and mind, the whole being becomes dependable to the achievement of that desire. If the desire is one of sincerity, certainty, and faithfulness, then such a desire could only be described as love. And love is miracle. Love is the common need of heart and soul, which rises from every person in need of another, to help create a unity and establish a oneness in search of forming a family. And the best fruit of a profound love is marriage. Marriage is a sacred bond that will lead you to the real happiness. Marriage is the having a sense of security through good times and bad, knowing that you always have someone to grow old with. So together you can pursue your dreams for each other and with each other. At this very moment, which is the best time of your life, and we are in the perfect place, in the capital of the United States, gods and angels are above as your family and friends stand by with prayers and wishes of happiness. From now on that you have reached your destiny, as it was God's will and God's desire to bring the two of you together, love will take on a different meaning. Together till the end of your life, you are going to be each other's protector, provider, and soulmate. As long as you both shall live, you should give your love and yourselves freely and wholly, so that in pleasing each other, you will be pleasing Almighty God. Of course, before I'm going to ask you to say yes to this marriage, we have the traditions that the groom has to present something to the bride. I already asked Matthew, and Matthew is going to present you 12 roses in every anniversary. Therefore, next year at this time, don't open the door if he doesn't have the door. All right? Nina, have you come here free, without reservation, to join Matthew as a wife? Matthew, have you come here free, without reservation, to join Nina as a husband?
Yes.
Very good. Nina, will you repeat after me? In the name of God,
In the name of God,
the most merciful, the most kind,
the most merciful, the most
I,
kind,
Nina,
I, Nina,
offer myself in marriage
offer myself in marriage
and take you, Matthew,
and take you, Matthew,
to be my wedded husband.
to be my wedded husband.
I sincerely and honestly
I sincerely and honestly
pledge myself
pledge myself
to be your supportive and faithful wife.
to be your supportive and faithful
From
wife.
this day forward,
From this day forward,
I will be with you
I will be with you
emotionally,
emotionally,
intellectually,
intellectually,
and spiritually.
and spiritually.
And I will honor your love
And I will honor your love
selflessly
selflessly
the rest of my life.
the rest of my life.
Matthew, will you repeat after me? By the will of God,
By the will of God,
I, Matthew,
I, Matthew,
offer myself in marriage
offer myself in marriage
and take you, Nina,
and take you, Nina,
to be my wedded wife.
to be my wedded wife.
I sincerely and honestly
I sincerely and honestly
pledge myself
pledge myself
to be your loyal friend
to be your loyal friend
and faithful husband.
and faithful husband.
From this day forward,
From this day forward,
I will remain
I will remain
unconditionally,
unconditionally,
emotionally,
emotionally,
intellectually,
intellectually,
and spiritually supported.
and spiritually supportive.
I will honor your love
I will honor you
selflessly
selflessly
the rest of my life.
the rest of my life.
زوجت موکلتی مینا شکرایی حسینی لموکلی متیو ریز علی الصداق المعلوم قبل تزویج لموکلی متیو هكذا کف محکم لطفا و برای
Great. A lot of sugar.
در دو طرف عروس‌داماد باشیم که انظار هست.
Maybe some hard times. Hang on.
Where is the father of the groom? Mr. Rees? Miss Essie? Come here, please.
She's awake.
Mr. Jason Wolf? Jason? Jason is the members of the group.
I have to take it from here. Yeah, I should.
Kayvon? Kayvon? Kayvon.
Go on. Let me sign it. I'm his brother.
Too late. Too late. Too late.
Now the mother of the bride has to bring the honey and present to the bride and groom.
At the honey time.
All right. We need a little more space for this part of the ceremony, please.
Give me a little space. دست تمیزه؟
The bride and groom now, they're going to toast honey. They're going to offer each other a little bit of honey.
They're gonna give each other honey.
By the way, the honey is the beginning of honeymoon, and the honeymoon originated from this concept.
Yum yum. Go! Drop! Oh my god.
You can kiss now.
Oh, one more time.
Do we know where we're sitting?
Let's go.
Let's go.
این همونی که داشتی؟ چارج بود کامل جان، بی خود شرط نشده.
That was a fantastic ceremony. I didn't know quite what to expect. What?
To start, go ahead.
Okay, well, no, I just wanted to welcome everybody here. Joanna is really anyway, first of all, I wanted to welcome everybody to Washington, D.C., our capital. I don't live here, Matt does. It's a great city, and I know that most everybody here came from some faraway place, and it was a great, it's a great honor for us, and I know for Matt and Nina that you all came and spent whatever effort it took to get here, and it really is a pleasure to have everyone here and to meet all of their friends that I hadn't met before, and relatives and what have you. This setting is unbelievable. I don't know if everybody had a chance to go upstairs and see the 4 floors up there, but in addition to this, it's a great place. And Matt and Nina both wanted to have it at this place because it is such a great place. And anyway, thank you for coming. We're going to have a few toasts, I think, during the course of the evening. I'll start off with one at this point, and then we'll sort of follow up. I think Jason has something that he wants to say, and some other people do too. But let me say that this is our first experience, Marilyn and my first experience with being the parents of the person that's going to be married, and a lot of you, we've been to your weddings and so forth, and there's nothing like it. You know, this is coming up, and it's a great experience, and we've you know, had a wonderful time being involved in this whole thing, and the first part of all of this, of course, was meeting Nina and finding out more about her. That was great.
نه این با یک کامل میگیره ولی اینجوری برایت نیست اینجا مقدر
این شندلیا میخوای بگم برایتشون بود ترشون بکنم
اینجوری بهتر
one party or another, either here or on the west coast or someplace. And then also it was a great experience for us to have the opportunity and to maybe learn more about another country or another part of the world, Persia. Now, when I didn't know a whole lot about Persia, when we found out that Matt was really serious about this wonderful girl from Persia, we started thinking, Persia. Personally, I knew one person from Persia. She was a paralegal in our law firm, and Gary maybe remembers her. Her name was Fariba Ghaffari, and she was a fantastic paralegal. She was also an architect, did a great job. And she was a wonderful person, and was very intelligent and smart. And so I like that.
كمان لغاية ما خيوعت no.
We also we know that Iran and the United States haven't had the best of relations in the last several years.
دم كده بوشتلتر
So I was
شو
cognizant of that also, and I thought, well, Persia. Then I will bet that the show Christ probably don't know too many people from Indiana. I want you to know that we Hoosiers are, you know, we're good people. Anyway, so it's been a wonderful experience, and I did, you know, for the last toast, I sort of made an effort to learn how to say welcome in Farsi, but I decided to abandon that. Nobody knew what I said.
اون بر نشسته بلند بیشی اون بر نشسته آره لباس قهوه‌ای تنشه همون سر میز نشسته
Great language to listen to, even though I didn't know what I was saying. I had an idea, and I think we all had an idea of what was being said during the course of that ceremony. But I would like to ask all of you to join me in the toast to my son, Matt, and my new daughter, Nina, and they're parts of our family, and they're wonderful people, and we're looking forward to the next several years, and I saw that there were 8 eggs on it.
8 eggs. 8 or 12. 8. I would only.
My best to both of you, and here.
Cheers.
Here's uma película.
Talk about Iran, and I didn't know very much about it. Somebody took my speech. How can I start? I'm not from Indiana, I'm from California. Before you start cheering, I'm actually from the People's Republic of Southern California. I am a member of a militia there. Where I'm from, California, we have a saying that when there's a marriage, you don't lose a daughter, you gain a son.
Oh.
And it seems that perhaps the Shakrai should know exactly what they're in for. A couple things come to mind when I think of Matt, actually over a decade of friendship, which makes me feel very dated. One is that Matt is perhaps the thriftiest guy I know. You certainly don't have to worry about Matt coming back to you with with an open wallet and asking for more. I remember when we were in Washington D.C. once. J. Crew has an open-ended return policy, which I know because although I don't think Matt's ever bought anything directly from J. Crew, he's actually bought things at garage sales. I think at this point the salary that he's earning in his low-paying government job is not quite enough because he had a little side business buying J. Crew merchandise and returning it.
That salary was 0.
Actually, the other thing which I was thinking of when we were sitting here is that I have a friend who's in the merger arb business, which means his job is to look through the paper, find interesting business deals that are about to take place, and figure out if they're going to take place or not. And usually, whether or not they take place depends on some arcane, bizarre state government regulation that has to do with the merging of fisheries in Alabama, something crazy like that. So this guy called me one day. He goes, I got this merger between these 2 companies in Georgia, and I guess there's some law that's pending. It's in the Georgia State Legislature Judicial Committee, and do you know anybody who knows anything about Georgia politics? So I said, hang on one second, conference in Rees. I was like, hello? I said, have you ever heard of some bill involving Georgia, pharmaceuticals? Oh, that's AB 1249. I just had lunch with some of the chief of staff. Let's see if we can get him. I earned more on that deal than Matt made in all his J. Crew returns. But I guess the true answer is Matt is an absolutely wonderful guy. He's somebody who I've been friends with for over a decade. I don't know what to say because I love the guy so much, and anything I can say just wouldn't do him justice. But I'm excited I was excited when I met Gina. I was even more excited when I found out that they were engaged, and I think that I think you have every reason to be very excited that you've got such a wonderful guy joining your family, and I don't doubt that Nina knows every bit of it. So anyway, so to Matt and Nina, all the best. Good job.
Very nice.
two more people who wanted to say things, and Everin, who's a maid of honor, I think wants to say something about Nina and Matt.
First of all, I want to say that I feel honored to be here tonight. And I'm really happy that Nina could work it out so that I could be here. I'm living in Turkey right now, so we worked it out so I could be here because this is a really special day.
She's amazing. She talks.
Well, I was hoping that I wouldn't cry because for the last month, whenever I think about it, what's crying.
Oh, you're going to make me cry.
Everybody else cried too.
That's my stuff. It must be the oxygen.
Oh, oxygen.
Oxygen.
Nina, are you crying? Oxygen?
Nina and I had an oxygen today. Just in case you wonder what that is, you can ask us later. But I've known Nina for 16 years. We met when, originally in California, but we left that place. I want to move.
Yes,
we need you. You remember that, Nina? Yeah. You can ask her more details about that later. But it was similar to, well, I drove by the local gas station on my own, and I saw that there were all these fire trucks around. And I was going to get gas, but I couldn't get gas because they had cornered off all of the pumps, and there were fire trucks around. And I went home, and I saw Nina, and I said I was going to get gas, and something happened. She said, "You'll never guess what happened." I was trying to get some gas, and I got the gas, and I was leaving, and I was backing up, and I knocked over one of the gas
Did you know that? I didn't know that.
It wasn't just a minor little burn. It almost caused an explosion. But anyway, after college, we moved to D.C., so we lived in D.C. together for a while. The last 2 years that we've been apart because I've been in Turkey. But I'm really, really happy that Nina has found someone as special as Matt. And I really think that she has found her missing piece with Matt because there's no comfort together.
Oh.
That Matt feels the same way, and I want to wish you both a life of mutual love and mutual respect and continuing love for
on this night, and so every day at the beach, thinking about what I'm gonna say, and I got my friend Eddie, and I said, "Hey, I gotta make this speech tonight." I said, you know, what am I supposed to say? And he goes, "Well," and he's a redneck from Cambridge, Maryland. So he goes, "Well, good luck." I said, "Well, that would be sort of inappropriate." So that's what he said. But you know, I'm very happy for you. You're the greatest sister that a guy could ever have. We used to not get along as well. But now we're the best of friends, and we call each other a lot and we talk a lot. And I love you. And I'm glad that you met somebody care about a lot. And me, Mom, and Dad are very proud of you. And I hope you have a great life with Matt and lots of grandchildren. Dad and lots of Hey, guess what? 8's my lucky number. So.
What is everyone?
I wish you guys the best and lots of nieces and nephews for me, okay?
For such a wonderful party. I cannot imagine of a better rehearsal party. I have never attended such a spectacular rehearsal party, and I don't know how can I top it tomorrow night. You know that I make my living by giving speeches. You are not going to expect me to give you a long, good speech tonight because I'm so excited and so emotional about Nina that I'm not going to be able to give you a long, good speech. At the same time, we had so many good speeches from the different corner of the room that there's not much left for me to say. But I tell you really a fact that when my relation with Nini got serious and we were thinking of marrying, I told her that, I want to have 2 sons and 2 daughters. And she said that you are going to get 2 sons and 2 daughters. But very soon after, Nina and Cyrus were born, she said that, well, it's finished. I said that, well, we are halfway done. She said, no, we are finished. She told me that when I said that I want 2 sons and 2 daughters. She said that we are going to have 2 sons and 2 daughters. I said, what the hell are you talking about? She said that, well, Nina is going to bring you a good son, and Cyrus is going to bring you another daughter. I did not believe it. I did not believe it until I met Matt. I'm not really exaggerating. Nina and I are very close friends. It is much more than being father and daughter. I don't know, because of being a college professor, I have a good way of communicating with young people. So Nina was my student, my friend, my daughter, everything. And she was telling me about her relations. She was very choosy, very picky. I don't think that she dated more than, Matthew is number 3. She dated probably 2 others. When I met Matthew, it was very easy for me to feel that, he's really raised in a decent family. For me, the most important thing was having a good education and being raised in a good family. That's what I'm proud of myself. I was not a millionaire, my father was not a millionaire, but we were really a decent family. My father was a very famous lawyer, and I'm very proud of having that father. And what I really expected was to have a future for my family, having a family that have a decency and education. And Matthew has both of them. And I really feel that he is my son. And I hope one day that Cyrus is going to give me my daughter. I need another daughter, But so I did not give away my daughter. I have gotten a son, really, as you said. I really feel that I have a second son. And everyone was talking about Nina and the way Nina was doing in Virginia Tech and everything. I have to add one thing that Nina and, I was, I don't know, I think I was the most dedicated father because if you want to know how dedicated I was for my daughter Nina, I was driving Nina 500 miles each semester. each trimester actually to bring her from Blacksburg to Georgetown in order for her to do her shopping, you know. When I said 500 miles, I don't mean 499 miles. It was 523 miles. I'm driving that much in order for her to do shopping, you know, for whatever clothes she wanted. And my colleagues and my friends were always telling me that you are spoiling Nina. I said that no, I'm not spoiling Nina. I'm giving the best of whatever is Nina deserves, yes. And I know that Nina is going to. I want Nina to have a good taste. I want Nina to have a good family. I want Nina to have the best of everything.
She likes straight
I'm very proud. I'm very proud to say that she was really not only she didn't become spoiled. She has the good taste. And she picked the right person and the right family, and I'm very proud of having, you know, Matthew as my son and you as the immediate member of my family. Thank you very much. Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Nina, that was fast. I didn't see it.
You didn't go to the beach. No. As Essie said, he makes his money making speeches. I make my money cleaning mess. But Don said he didn't do a very good job because he never brushes his teeth. Anyway, so that's Nina's job. Anyway, I really want to say that I'm so happy to be here and to meet the Shakrai family. And we had a great time in California, having Nini and Cyrus and their other friends. And Essie, you weren't there. You know. We really missed you. But we had a great time. I hear you're buying a condominium in Tehran, so we're all going to go there. We get the first tips on that. Anyway, where are we going? But anyway, Nina, we are so happy to have you in our family, although you're not my family, but... Yes, you are, and we love Matt, and you know, those 8 eggs there were something else. And anyway, we're so happy to be here. We love the Shakrai family, and tomorrow's going to be a great day. And I'm so excited to be here. And it's great to have all the friends who've come from everywhere to be here. Thank you.
Thank you.
To go out with Matt and get to know him better because he knew him very well before he went to Brussels. But before I go to Maryland, I wanted to acknowledge my native honor, Everett, and I've gotten you something. So Everett is probably the nicest and sweetest friend one could ever ask for. I'm glad she didn't really get into too much detail about my past. We were sorority sisters, and I graduated college a year early, so at 17, you really don't know what you want to do with the rest of your life. So she was there every step of the way, guiding me and making sure that I was studying and graduating on time. The next person is Joanna, my soon-to-be sister-in-law, lovely, beautiful woman. I look forward to getting to know you better and to visiting you a lot in LA.
Anytime. It's on Matt.
I would also like to acknowledge Lisa Kane, another person who knows a lot about my past. She and I are roommates in Washington for a year when I first moved to Washington, and she now lives in Boston, but we still keep in touch, and thank you for coming. And last but certainly not least, a former colleague of mine, Maria Vaicillo, who I've gotten to know very well in the past few months. She's actually moving to Salt Lake City soon. But thank you for being there for me. And we went skiing with Maria and Dan, and so long as we have Maria and Dan around, Matt cannot be too frugal because they miss the good spots. And because Matt's frugal, we're not going to have 8 kids, maybe 1 or 2 at the but I just wanted to just raise a glass to Marilyn and Don. I am very proud to be joining the Rees family. I couldn't have asked for better family, funner, more. I can't even tell you how grateful I am. I think one of the things I actually liked a lot about Matt was the fact that he was so close to the 2 of you, and talked to you guys so often, once a week. I mean, every time he needs anything, he calls his parents. But not only am I joining a wonderful family, but I'm also joining a family who's great friends with the likes of Joe Wampler, Joni Sacker, and Diana Benenson. I look forward to spending a lot of time with all of you. So here's to
Just first a logistical note. Anyone who wants to either play basketball or watch us try to play basketball, tomorrow morning we're going to meet in the lobby of the Cosmos Club at 10:30. I don't think you have to show up in coat and tie even if you're going to play basketball. But that is the plan, and anyone who wants to come is certainly invited. There's been a lot, and there will be a photographer. A lot of very nice things have been said tonight. I thought I should point out that I am wearing a Ralph Lauren tie. It was a gift from Nina. I guess maybe it would be obvious that who's the father or who are the father and son relations here, because I think there's only 2 of us who have actually brought written remarks. And I was trying to think about exactly what I wanted to say tonight, and spent some late nights in the office, and knew that it was going to be difficult to address every one of you individually, and I thought that one of the things I often do when I'm trying to think about what I'm going to write is I have these collection of books of quotations, which often sort of get the creative
juices flowing. And so what I did was I just put together a few quotes which I thought might sort of capture some of the sentiments, certainly not all of them, but some of them that I was trying to get at tonight. First, when a man gets married, it's like jumping into a hole in the ice in the middle of winter. You do it once and you remember it the rest of your life. Nothing flatters a man as much as the happiness of his wife. He is always proud of himself as the source of it.
Hear, hear.
The young man that wants to marry Harold should pick out a good mother and marry her daughter. Let her have it. What is instinct? It is the natural tendency in one, when filled with dismay, to turn to his wife. One of the best hearing aids a man can have is an attentive wife. And there were actually a few toasts as well that I thought captured some of the sentiments that I had, or have, I should say. We should have been able to memorize all of these. May the joy that we feel today be a pale shadow of that which is to come. May the rest of our lives be like a bed of roses without thorns. May our love be modern enough to survive the times and old-fashioned enough to last forever. May we love each other more than yesterday, but less than tomorrow. As we walk the path of life, always know my hand is within your reach. So I think I could probably stand up here for many hours and speak and probably make somewhat of a fool out of myself, but I do want to thank all of you for coming. It means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to Nina. I sometimes think that I'm a pretty good public speaker, but I think you've all put me to shame tonight. It's really a very, very impressive performance. I hope I'll have the opportunity to speak about some of you at your respective. But it does mean a great deal to me. It's been very special to me to get to know Nina's parents and to get to know Cyrus. The fact that they don't live terribly far away means I hope that we will have an opportunity to spend more time together. And I would also just like to say a word on behalf of my parents who have made this possible. And I could say a lot more, but I probably wouldn't last very long. But I wouldn't change anything about my upbringing, and I thank you for all of this. And I'd also like to say just a word on behalf of my sister, who has been very special to me and very close, and has doled out a lot of very useful advice to me. But most of all, I want to thank them, and I want to thank all of you for coming tonight. It's going to be a very special night tomorrow, and I hope we can enjoy the rest of the evening, and we'll see you, if not at basketball, at 10:30, we'll see you at 6 p.m. At the conference call.
No, I don't know what goes on. He did it the first time, and maybe it's not the last.
Brown said to remind you that the pictures on the table
are for sale.
You can take them home.
Discounted. That's a prize.
What's return policy?
There's one picture and it's not a couple, which would be a single, I guess. So everybody gets a picture, and you take out the picture frame if you like the frame
No,
better
it's
than
yours,
the
the
picture.
picture and the frame.
Where's yours? Did you get it?
Yeah. So we had great speeches. We're going to get tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
You may all be seated. Matthew and Nina.
اشکال نداره ما باید آشنا میگیم خصوصیه بابا
شما
مجلس
بیریا
از دایرکت متد 5 به بالا رو انگلیسی نوشتم. شما که یادتون نیست دایرکت متد زمان شما نبود که شما زمان اسپیک انگلیش 5 بوده.
تماس در بیاریم منظورتون نمیده.
اینک که کسی میخواد بگه شما تعارف و اینا نکنین ها دستتون رو دراز بکنین ها
نه ششاتم اینجوری زور بده
یه لحظه
time for his first dance, and it's a special moment. I'm very honored to be here to be the DJ. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's a wonder that I've been here actually since I'm over to his mom or something. Okay, now this stuff.